jumping into this truck every morning is like putting on that comfy old jean jacket that's all worn and just fits just right, guys. Hey guys, Dave from Days Shopworks here, and on this video we are watching our step. It's icy out. This is a follow-up video for last week's video on installing the air fuel meter on my 1978 Dodge. So to bring you up to speed, if you haven't watched the last video, the truck was running super lean according to the air fuel meter, and what I discovered was, and I kind of suspected it because of how it was operating, my brake booster has a massive vacuum leak. The diaphragm's torn. It still gives me amazing assist. It's actually too much assist. It's very touchy brakes, but I've disconnected it, and that brought my RP, my mixture and everything down without turning a screw on the carburetor at all. So that brought it like up to I want to say 13 and a half, 12 and a half, something like that. So then I did go and I turned in the idle mixture screws a little bit to lean it out, brought it up to a nice happy 13 and a half, 14 and a half. And oh, it's nice and warm in here. And here we are. This is sitting here idling, and we are idling night. We're fully warmed up. This, like, how does it operate and all that jazz. So the whole point I'm getting to is how it operates when it's fully warmed up and you're driving the truck all around. So we're gonna go for a little drive, and I'll show you guys your fuel meter as we go, and you'll get to see how it's operating. Now I know how it's operating, so this will be for you guys, and let's get going. It's gonna be a little bit weird with the sun, but we're gonna do our best here. So right now we're just pulling up at the end of the driveway, happy 14 and a half. Obviously my foot's not on the gas pedal at all, and we're gonna hit the highway. As we're cruising, I'm just lightly tipping into the throttle, and just beautiful, guys. I couldn't be happier with how this thing's running. Now when I get on the highway, actually it leans out a little bit more even. I get up into the 15.5 range, which some of you would say that's too lean, but for part throttle cruising, mid-15s, oh man, that's a beautiful spot to be. You're burning everything, you don't have any strain on the engine, you're not working it hard, so you're not worried about the extra temperature being built up in it. And what could be better than really good fuel economy? I mean, aside from a whole pile of get her done foot to the floor, which we're gonna do as well. So we're gonna go ahead and full throttle from a dead stop on the highway. Hopefully there's no traffic around, but it's either gonna fall on its face or it's gonna go. I don't really full throttle this thing all that much. I cruise it to and from work, so, but I do know that she works, and she works good. So we're gonna get on up there. Yeah, just pulling up the stop sign now, and here's where we're going. Nice happy 15.7, look at that. Okay. We're gonna pull over right here. We've even got a slight uphill grade as well, so this will be a really good pull for the old girl. So 15.3 and go. Got a little scratch out of her. That's my foot buried right to the wood, guys. Third gear. Doing about 125-ish meters per second, yeah. around. We're gonna turn around at this range road. It does get loud in here. I hope you guys can hear the audio okay. Yeah, this is the joy of getting to drive this old 1978 Dodge with a stock carburetor, stock camshaft, stock manifolds, 2-barrel. Like, geez, this is a step back into memory lane, and I'm just digging it, every bit of it. Jumping into this truck every morning is like putting on that comfy old jean jacket that's all worn and just fits just right, guys. Got the sun blaring on the gauge now. It's a little bit hard to see it, but we're doing 15.0 to 15.5, 14.7 right now, and it's fluctuating you know, a few points up and down. And it's going to. There's no air fuel ratio that'll ever run rock solid. So overall, I will happily take this carbureted truck every day of the week over top of a newer fuel injected and pump full of electronics, rigmarole. That's right, I said rigmarole, and I'd do it again. Oh, it is a beautiful day though. Beautiful, beautiful. We're gonna get back to the house here, and then I'll bring it back and we'll chat a little more about this old girl. Alright, we have pulled back in the house, in the driveway. Sorry, not into the house, that would be weird. And I'm looking at my air fuel meter right now, and it says 15.0 to 15.1, 15.3, and that's in drive. Put my foot on the brake, put it in neutral, engine speeds up, obviously, and it drops down to 14.2, 14.4. Like, really? I mean, what's better? This thing's purring like a kitten. It's doing great. Shut her off. And I'll tell you, full disclosure, right now with this above seasonal temperatures weather, I've got a bad issue with the truck when it starts up. If I fire up the truck dead cold, it is running uber rich. Like, we're talking full face in the trough, digging in rich. Like 9.5 or lower, and it's sitting there slobbers and all that jazz. And that's because the choke is set, I'll say, somewhat aggressively. And it's set aggressively because the winter is cold. And we've only got these nice days for another 4 or 5, so I'm not interested in resetting the choke right now. So I've been dealing with it. Sometimes it wants to flood out and die, and sometimes it doesn't. But it sits there and it burbles and slobbers. But I still don't care. That's just the initial cold start. And yes, you can take a fuel injected rig for the most part when they're good, and you can hit the key and just instantly go drive. I can instantly go drive with this thing, but I prefer to let it warm up a little bit. It kind of needs it, as it were. But it's just a slightly different mind frame. Like, you know, you want to tell me that fuel injection's more efficient and all that jazz? Maybe on the cold start cycle, but what's more efficient than that right there? This old carbureted 1970. They had it down pat in 1978, man, and older. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that little food for thought. What do you think about carburetors versus fuel injection versus just enjoying yourself and loving what you drive? I think that's the biggest trick. Love what you drive. Because if you don't love what you drive, well, you're driving the wrong rig. But anyway, guys, not a very long video today. Almost slipped again. So yeah, not a very long video today, but just a little insight into my daily driver, 1978 Dodge, stock everything, and I love it. Alright, I'm Dave from Dave's Glory Shopworks. Really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.